Our Hutchinoy headliner tonight is SFC Robert B. Johns of the U.S. Army Hospital, 8142nd AU. And Sergeant Johns has been chosen as Soldier of the Month for Regional Camp Haugen. Sergeant Johns, how does it feel to be awarded the Soldier of the Month honor?
Well, it feels pretty good to be awarded the Soldier of the Month. It's an honor to be picked as a Soldier of the Month.
How does a fellow get this particular honor?
Well, they pick you because you are outstanding in your outfit and perform your duties okay. And, well, just an all-around soldier, that's all.
Well, how many men were you competing against?
Well, there's about, in our outfit, there's about 40 men that I was competing with in the hospital. And then we're picked from your unit, and then also other units are picked, and then we go to the post and are picked from the other men as Soldier of the Month.
Who makes the final decision as to who is going to be Soldier of the Month?
Colonel Stone. Colonel Stone is the man that picked us as the Soldier of the Month.
Well, we've been hearing various rumors that the Soldier of the Month really gets a pretty good deal. What is it that you get when you win this honor?
Well, a pretty good deal. You get 7 days leave, and the best part about it is in charge stay.
Well, that's pretty nice. What is your job at the hospital?
My job at the hospital is mess steward and also a dietitian, which is a pretty good job, and it's I'm gaining a lot of experience in that line of work. I was mess steward before, but not in a hospital. And this is a very good job, and I like it very much.
Do you find that being a mess steward and a dietitian in a hospital is different from, let's say, working in a mess hall?
Oh, yes, much different. It's just altogether different.
Do you prepare entirely different food?
No, the food is prepared as the same, only the diets are different. Naturally, you have different diets for patients, and that's the only thing.
Well, for example, what kind of diets do you have to work on?
Well, we have soft diets, liquid diets, and bland diets, and well, there's so many. It's according to what's the matter with the patient, and according to the doctor, what he wants him to eat.
How long have you been doing that type of work?
This type of work in the hospital has been approximately 13 months. And
how about prior to that?
Well, prior to that, I was mess steward for 9 years. I was cook for 2 years and then mess steward for 9 years.
And when did you first join the Army?
1943. I was drafted then.
And what type of work were you put to do?
Well, I had my basic and then went to cook and baker school. And then I was put in the kitchen, cooking. I cooked all during the war.
Have you always been a cook and a mess steward?
I've always been cooking mess steward, yes.
Well, tell us about some of the places where you've been stationed.
Well, I was stationed while I was putting my basic, and I went over to Europe during the war. And I was in Scotland, Wales, England, Luxembourg, Holland, Germany, and I was just about all over Europe with the division of the First Army.
What type of outfit were you with?
Signal. I was with the Signal.
But you were cooking for them?
I was cooking all the time. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where were you stationed in Germany?
Frankfurt.
How long were you there?
I was in Frankfurt 3 years in occupation.
How long have you been in Japan?
I've been in Japan 25 months.
Well, 3 years and 25 months, there isn't too much of a difference. No doubt you're qualified to give an opinion. We're going to put you on the spot. Which do you prefer, duty in Germany or duty in Japan?
Well, I prefer duty in Germany rather than Japan. Japan is okay, but I still like duty in Germany. Or in Europe. Well, it's more or less like the States. You stay in Frankfurt, you can go to Switzerland, you can go to Paris, you can go to almost any place you can go from there.
Well, you've been in the Army since 1943, and no doubt you've run into one or two unusual or interesting things. Can you tell us about one of them?
Well, I was in, when I came back from Germany, I enlisted in the artillery, and was with them for 3 years.
Where was this?
In Camp Carson, Colorado, right outside of Colorado Springs. And we had to make a trip to Northway, Alaska by convoy. We went on the Alcan Highway, and it took us 21 days by truck to get to Alaska. And we camped out at night. It was a little bit cold, around
How
70
cold?
below.
How cold was it?
70 below zero is the coldest we got. It stayed around 50 below. And it was a pretty nice trip, but I wouldn't want to make it again like that.
Well, thank you very much, Sergeant First Class Robert B. Johns of the U.S. Army Hospital, 8142nd AU, for being our Hotchinoy headliner for tonight. And now back to Hotchinoy Headlines.